Okay, so today we're going to be discussing email headers in the Outlook email client. Email headers are useful for finding information about messages and the path that messages took when sending and receiving them. They're also useful for troubleshooting and trying to determine why a message bounced back or why it didn't make it to its intended destination. Reading headers can also teach you about email, how it works in general, such as paths and different hops it takes to get to where it's supposed to go. First, we're going to go over how email headers are viewed within Outlook and what they mean. I have my Outlook email client connected to the Edge Web Hosting shared Zimbra server for this demonstration. We primarily use this for customers who don't host their own dedicated email servers but still require email services. First of all, as a lot of you may know, this is Outlook 2010 for Windows. Older Outlook clients will look a bit different since they don't use the ribbon interface found at the top. Regardless, it should be easy to find what you need since the email headers are actually contained within the message. Here you can see I have a test message I sent to from various email accounts and servers. If I open this message, first thing you see is the body of the message, normal stuff that you expect to see. The file headers can actually be found by clicking File at the top and then going to Properties. If you look to the right of Properties, we can see the size, which is 834 kilobytes. That's mainly that size is relatively high, and it's because of the attachment that I set with the message. So if we click the Properties button, you'll see that the Outlook headers are found at the bottom under this Internet Headers section. It's a pretty small box, so you're going to want to copy that out into something else. Feel free to use any text editor. I prefer Notepad++. And if we look here, you'll notice right away that it doesn't have the encoding of the message. Outlook doesn't show that by default, and the encoding is not really something that you're going to read through. It's a base 64 encoding that all email servers use to send attachments and basically the useful information found within the body. In this case, though, this definitely works for our purposes. We're just going to be looking at how it works. The main thing is that you want to read this from bottom to top. So you'll see first the actual message ID. I sent this from Gmail, and this is a message ID given to it from Gmail. If you had support with Google or something like that, and you were trying to track a specific message, you could use this message ID to do so. You'll see below that we have the subject, testing for a video with attachment. It's from my Gmail account to my Zimbra account, and it talks about the content type below that. If we look higher up, we'll see the date and time that it was received by the first server that it gets relayed to. When going out from Google, you can see here that it attaches a signature to it, a DKIM signature. This is used to encrypt messages, but more importantly, and verify and confirm where the message was actually sent from. Prevents spammers from spoofing email addresses and things like that. It works with SPF records to help make it so that you can confirm where a message actually originated from instead of just having to trust the domain name. And this is Google's DKIM signature. It compares it to DNS. That's another topic for another day. If we go further up, you'll see it was received by, and this is another relay server leaving Google for my address, and then finally we could see it passing it to the Zimbra server. You'll see it was from one of Google's mail servers to Edge Web Hosting server. EWH server 583 is just a name of one of our servers within our Zimbra cluster, and that's actually the server that received it. When you see it, it can be kind of confusing. The received from is actually the sender, and the received by is the receiver. And it was received on behalf of my KFAC and at zmail.edgewebhosting.net address. If we go further up, you'll see that it was received from, so EWH server 583 now passes it to by EWH server 582, which is the receiving server. That's actually where the mail stores are located, where the message will actually be read. And then the return path up here basically says that if you were to hit the reply button, this is who you'd be replying to. So, I mean, that's pretty much the basics of email headers. With more advanced email systems, they can get more complicated, but it shouldn't ever really be too hard to decipher what each thing is. The key thing is just to remember when you see received from, that's the sender server, and the received by field is the receiver server. Anyway, that sums it up, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.